Good morning, everyone. This is Karina. Welcome to Life of a Mermaid. So I'm in bed, relaxing. Um, Feeling super tired today. Still, I'm having trouble sleeping lately. At night. Not sure. I think it's because of taking the naps, or I don't know. Or maybe like once now that the medication gets completely out of my system and stuff, kind of going back to normal. I normally would take sleeping medication. I stopped. Maybe it's been about a month or so since I haven't taken them. Maybe for sure the last 2, 3 weeks I haven't, and then before that I wouldn't say it was like randomly on and off that I would, because they are more as needed. So I had stopped, and then especially with like surgery and the injury, I just didn't want to be adding more things to my body and whatnot. So I had to stop, but I don't know. I'm starting to consider that I might need to start taking them again. At least just for the next couple of days, just until I can actually get some normal sleep, and then just kind of go from there. Yes, I'm feeling a little tired. Just again the lack of sleep and stuff like that. I probably got about maybe 4 hours of sleep, give or take. Um, so yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. But again, pushing through. I'm getting my things done today. I did, my morning yoga, stretching, that stuff. Journaled. I reached out to my sisters and reached out to a couple friends. So I have a couple messages that I need to reply back to. Had breakfast. Active on social media, just kind of getting things together. I got a call today, so working on that. I have some documents that I need to send over, and just kind of figure some stuff out. Um, so yeah, so it's been a really productive morning. I'm doing my video, and then I have some homework I need to do for a group I'm doing. So I'm gonna do that. Hopefully, once I'm done with all that, definitely taking a much needed nap. Once I'm up, shower. Um, go through my list for tomorrow and make sure I have everything organized in one corner, and just kind of take it from there. Yeah, so productive morning and productive rest of the day ahead of me. I have my second day of the women's training today, so I'm doing that tonight as well. But yeah, no, things have been good. Like I said, yesterday really was a day of just clarity and just a lot of realizations, and again, just kind of moving forward. So I'm in a really good place, good mind space. I'm excited, I'm getting in a good mood. Like I said, a little tired, but not in a good mood. So I went to the women's training last night, and it was really good. Like I said, it was nice seeing my friend, and then again, just kind of being in that environment, around women, and one thing that was brought up because we had to wear basically kind of like a uniform in a sense. We were all in unison. We all had black pants, a white top, and then we wrote our names on them. And the thing that I realized, or that was kind of brought up of the reason why they had us dress like that, or kind of have some type of uniform. Because she said that as women we tend to compare each other, and we tend to judge, and it's true, that, I mean, when it first started, I was kind of like, I saw some people and I'm just like, oh, so it's like you're already like, I think as a woman, we're always so quick to start judging and start comparing and start, coming from a place of like jealousy, and again, just feeding that bad wolf and stuff. So like I said, it was really minor when it happened, and I was just like, oh, just excited to be there and stuff like that. So then I was able to shift, quickly from that. But yeah, so she was talking about that, like, I guess I didn't. That's I was able to kind of reflect on the fact that I did do that, and then again, just realizing, how much like that we do that as women, that we are always so quick to judge each other, and put each other down, and not knowing like the full story, not knowing what's going on with us, and what's going on with each individual and each one of us. So last night, as some people were sharing and stuff, and they said, oh, like, what's coming up for you, or like, and then someone had shared she's like, I realize how much alike we all are, how much, in common we have, and how much, we are, I can really relate to what everyone's sharing, on to one degree or another. And it's true, like, you know, um, yeah, it just hit me again, like how much we actually have in common, and how much, um, you know, how different the world would be if as women we came together and really provided that environment, for us to be there for each other, and to be vulnerable and open within, within each other, and instead of being catty and vindictive and jealous and whatnot, and having that, taking those moments as like a sign, like, oh yeah, now I can be better than her. And instead of like, no, like, put your shit to the side, and like, if someone's in breakdown, if someone's going through something, like, especially other women, like, that's the time that we should all come together and help them. It's the time that we should all unite. That's the time where, the woman power comes in. That's the time where, we should be like, yeah, let's do this, woman power. And so it's just like a huge realization, just realizing that, that's something that the world needs, and it's something that the world is missing, and that's something that, that I'm missing. That's something that it's missing from my world. Yeah, I have a couple close friends, or girlfriends, um, and we do that for each other. But I realize that, I always just stick to my inner circle. I don't do that, in general, or for other women. So that's something that I get to work on. It's something that I'm excited about, to be open and vulnerable with other women, to be, to be present with other women, to allow, other women into my life and into my heart. Um, so yeah, so that's kind of what came up for me last night, and something that I said I'm excited to explore and excited to work on and stuff like that. Another thing too that came up, I was talking to, got a friend, got a buddy, and we did, well, before she was actually my buddy, we did an exercise, and she reminded me so much of my sister, and like I realized that we've gotten closer. That we're, there's a line of communication, not something that I feel like wasn't really there. But I feel that even now, even then, it's very brief. And I know it's something that I get to work on, and I know I'm able to identify what's going on for me, or what's going on within me that prevents me from doing that. I think there's still fear of rejection, fear of, um, what if she's busy? Well, she is busy, but it's like I don't want to add extra stress. I don't want to, so I'm having all these conversations, but it's kind of like, I can always shoot her a text, and whenever she has time, she can reply. I can always just, just be there for her. And again, when she can, or, she'll reach back out. So that's kind of, one thing that I realized. And I did text her this morning, and I did tell her, that I know that that I'm excited and I'm happy that our relationship has shifted. But that I know there's still, it's still not the relationship that I want with her. And I took ownership of it too, and he said, like, I know I'm still holding back, and I'm not being like my complete authentic self with you. So totally that's something that I get to work on, and I'm committed to you and to our relationship. So that's something that I'm going to be taking a look at as well. Going forward, and reaching out to her, and being there for her. And just being there for her and stuff like that, and creating that relationship, creating that sister bond and sister relationship, that we had when we were kids. So again, maybe I think I need to come from a place of being silly and fun, instead of trying to be so focused on the emotions and emotion based, and wanting to know everything about her life and her to know everything about mine, all the deep secrets and all that stuff. I think I'm approaching it the wrong way, and I just need to come from a place of, fun and love, and again, that's how we were when we were kids. We were silly, and, yeah, we fought, like physically fought, punching, all that stuff, scratching, but then again, there was always fun. So yes, I think I get to, I don't think I get to recreate that and create that with her going forward. So I think I need to come from a place of fun and love, and take it from there, instead of where I've been coming from, where it's been more of like, what are you up to, what are you doing, how's your life, so used to that approach. I think I'd be working in the field, and that's just who I am, like, at the bottom, that's just my being in general. That's what I'm good at. That's what I'm, best known for. Because again, the field and just who I am, because I'm an overthinker, and, emotion based and stuff like that. So yeah, so I just kind of realized that right now. So thank you guys. So that's kind of what I get to do. Another thing that came up for me, we went over like the 5 gifts that women have, and who we are at, the foundation of women, like who we are and the traits and gifts that we have. And um one thing that came up, that my buddy had mentioned, was that she saw me as nurturing. This was like before we even really had a conversation, but what she saw from me was being nurturing, and like being a mother or whatever. And I was telling her, I was like, it's funny that you mentioned that. I was like, and this is actually the second person this week that mentioned that or brought that up in me, or saw that quality in me. And I was telling her, I was like, it's funny that you said that, because I was like, that's a quality that I don't necessarily see in myself, or when people bring it up, I always tend to dismiss it. And I always tend to get awkward around that word, because it always comes back to like, oh, you're gonna be a great mom, or it comes again just to children and motherhood in general. And yes, and I do want kids, something that again I've explored, and I've realized that I do want kids. Yeah, there's still some concerns or fears around that and whatnot, like, being real. So I think that's why I always push that away, or always dismiss that when it's brought up. But I was telling her, like, I realized that, that's one thing that I do struggle with, because it's like the world sees me as nurturing, but I don't see myself as nurturing, and I don't allow myself to be nurturing. Especially being towards myself, towards, I mean, there's been a huge shift, but towards sound, it's kind of like we were talking about, and I realized why, which I think I've shared before. Again, just the relationship with my parents and my mom was always very nurturing, always gave up, and still continues to give up everything for everyone else, including, us, her daughters, and my dad. And it's like, I didn't want to be in that situation. I don't, yeah, part of me still doesn't want to be in that situation, there's still fear of like that I'll lose myself. Um, that I'll lose myself in becoming a mother. That I'll lose myself, and that shift and change in my life. I didn't realize that was a thing for me right now. But yeah, so that's kind of what came up, So I was telling her that I struggle with being nurturing, or I struggle with embracing that part of myself. Because I feel like I'll lose everything that I've worked for. I feel that I'll lose my career, that I won't be able to have, the career that I've always wanted, or, be successful in that sense, because, I want to be a great mother, and I want to give everything to my children. I feel that at that point I would have to choose, one or the other. And of course, I will most likely choose family and, my children and stuff. So that's kind of what came up for me as well. Um, yeah, like I said, I didn't even realize I was, that deep in it and had, all those thoughts and stuff about it in there. But yeah, I guess that's where I'm at with that. So yeah, so that's kind of what came up, as well, and it's something again that I get to explore more because I didn't realize, that's where I was at mentally with that. But yeah, so it was, like I said, it was a good training. Those are the things that the biggest keys or things that came up for me, through the sharing and, through working together. Again, so the five powers that we have as women are who we are. The first one will be your feminine charm. And I was talking to my friend, Bree. She went with me last night, and I was telling her, I was like, I think I have that. I think I'm charming, and that's something that I know. I do have like a flirty personality, and I think it's kind of brought up like that there's a difference between your feminine charm and manipulation, and again, I was able to reflecting, and yeah, like I have manipulated, certain situations or used, being a woman or being, certain ways of being to get what I want. Um, and, again, when we were talking, and again, as I'm processing things, like I'm able to see the difference of both, and, I'm able to see that, again, that I do have the feminine charm, and that I do use that in my relationship, as well, and not only in my relationship, but just in general with the world. So yeah, so that was kind of neat, just to like realize or see, and like that I do have a feminine charm, and being in touch with that, and what that is and what that looks like for me. Like I said, I know I do have a flirty personality, and I can be playful and silly, and I believe that's part of my feminine charm. And then people always tell me that I'm a coqueta, which basically means flirt, and that I've been told that I have coqueta eyes. So that I like, yeah, flirty eyes or flirt in my eyes, which that I don't see, but whatever. So yeah, so that's kind of what came from. And then the other one is they were beautiful, and it was just kind of funny that that one was brought up, or whatever, or not funny, but that's something that again, if that would have been brought up like 3 months ago, I would have definitely been like, yeah, I don't have that, or that's something that I'm struggling with. But and not saying that it's like I'm 100% with that, because again, I have my moments, I have my days and stuff, but that's something that I've been embracing, because she was what was brought up for that is that as women, that even as human beings, really, not just women, but that we're all beautiful in our own way, that what makes us beautiful is that we're unique, that we're us, that there's no other Karina in the world, there's no other you in the world, and that's the beauty of the life, the world. And again, if each of us as individuals, and as women, that no one is you, no one has your look, your personality, your anything, your experience, your life. So, and that's something that, again, the past 3 months, I've learned that, and I've been able to see that. And again, I've been able to see beauty even in my ugliness. I've been able to see beauty in my life and myself, even on my bad days. I've been able to see, accept and see, accept myself, again, yeah, for my good qualities, but that's easy, but accepting myself for my bad qualities, accepting myself for being an overachiever. And not that that's a bad quality, but that's something that I know has caused chaos and stress in my life, because I do put that pressure on myself. So again, I've been able to embrace that, and I've been able to see the beauty in being an overachiever, and I've been able to see really be okay with that and see that, yeah, as much as chaos and stress this has brought into my life, it's also brought a lot of success. Again, I've been promoted, you know, like 3 times in one job, technically twice in my current job, and again, I know that being an overachiever has gotten me there. Being an overachiever is what allowed myself to push myself to greatness, and for the world to see my greatness. And so again, so I've been able to embrace that. I've been able to embrace again my anxiety and my depression, the fact that I am an overthinker, the fact that I am emotional, that I cry at anything. Again, so seeing beauty and all of that, seeing beauty and again and who I am as a person, and all the ways of my being, the good and the bad. And again, I've been able to embrace my body, embrace who I am. Like I said, I've always hated my lips. I've always hated my smile. And it's like, I've been able to see the beauty in them and been able to, like those things about myself. Again, I would never post anything or go out like without makeup, and and those are things that I'm doing now because I do see the beauty in myself, and I don't have to have makeup and have my hair done, and to feel presentable to the world, or to feel beautiful, because I am beautiful, inside and out, and no makeup or anything is going to define that. So yeah, so again, I'm able to see my beauty. But like I said, if you would have asked me that question, or that would have been brought up, like I said, even 3 months ago, it would have been a different answer. The other one the other ways of being, or that we're who we are, what we are as women, is tolerant. So again, just that we are able to, put up with a lot. And that one, it was kind of more of like, at least what came up for me is of finding that balance again of, um, of being, of yes, being, letting others, oh, I can't explain it. Basically not being a pushover. Like, yes, being welcoming, and not dismissing everything and be like, oh, I am woman, hear me roar. But also of not being, not putting up with everything and being a doormat. And that's one thing that I realized too that came up for me, is that I do feel that I'm very tolerant. And again, in the past, I know that I put up with a lot of shit, and there you go, settling. So tolerant going to goes with not settling. That I would settle for a lot of things again because I didn't see these other things in myself. I didn't see my beauty. I didn't see, again, my worth, my value. But the one place that I realized that I'm not tolerant, or I wasn't, there's been a shift there and a change there, but in my relationship and my marriage, that again, because of the fear of becoming my mother, and becoming, having the relationship that my parents had. Any little thing that, he does, or even just really in any, before I got married, or for, when I was just dating, any little thing that men would do, it was always like, nope, like, I'm not dealing with that, like, fuck you, like, so if anything, I wouldn't have any tolerance at all, for a lot of things that men would do, because it's like, I'm not going there, I'm not going to become my mother and stuff. So again, the past 3 months, and even then with my injury, the past couple weeks, there's been a huge shift there, because I've been able to take that step back, and I've been able to realize again, I was able to let go of the resentment that I had towards my parents in general, of the thoughts that I had of them not protecting me, and then again, as well as just who they are as individuals, as a couple, as parents, and really letting go of all of that, and realizing that they did the best that they could with what they had. So again, letting that go gave me the freedom again, just within myself, but I also with Sal, and again, to be able to just accept him, fully accept him for who he is, and again, not have these expectations and not have these fear of we're going to become my parents. You know, so I realized that I have been more tolerant, and and again, like as I shift, he shifts. As I'm growing and moving forward, he's growing and moving forward, and we're coming back. Yeah, we have our own roads, but then we're connecting back and forth and intertwining, and it's like even though our roads, we have different goals for ourselves, it's like they're still coming back together, and like I said, sometimes they can go like mine goes this way, his goes that way, but we're always kind of coming back and intertwining, and even though again the paths go like that or like that, we can still sense each other and connect with each other. So yeah, so that's what came up for that one. Motherhood. So I basically kind of talked about that one again, being nurturing. And I kind of pretty much shared where I was at with that one, and that's I think the main one, or the really the biggest one that stands out for me, that I feel that I don't access. Like I said, yeah, others see that in me, but I don't see that in myself. And up until now, or up until yesterday, like I always saw it as a bad thing. I always saw that like no, like you have to have kids to be mothering, to be nurturing. And again with that one, it's like it's something that I feel that I get to be nurturing towards myself, towards Sal, my relationship, and just my relationships in general. Um, so yeah, I know I kind of talked about that one, so I'm not gonna go elaborate more on that one. And then the last one is the bitch. So I feel like I've mastered that one. And again, I think there's different levels of bitchiness, because there's also like, I mean, it's called resting bitch face, and, again, pushing people away, being icy, and like, like having a cold heart. And I feel like that's something that I tend to do sometimes, and that it's just, sometimes my ways of being that I'm just shut off, closed off, and I don't want to talk to anyone. And, again, I do put that resting bitch face, and, don't look at me, don't talk to me type thing. And, and yeah, and I am sassy, and I am doing all this and then all that. So again, that's one that I feel that I do have, I have mastered, and, I think I'm comfortable being the bitch and tapping into that. Um, so that's one that learn with that one again in the past, I think month really, it's kind of when I realized that. But that one, I'm learning to find that balance of when to use her, when to tap into that bitch. Which I think I talked about it before. I think it was your inner bitch, or my inner bitch. Um, you know, um, Again, that the bitch gets shit done. So when you have deadlines, when you have work in general, meeting things, doing things, that's when she needs to come out. And I'm learning to really tap into her during those moments, and again, and not using her in other times, because even again, if you're frustrated, you don't have to go into full bitch mode. There's sometimes different ways of being that you can access and stuff like that, or again, different levels of each being that you can access to, and not have to go full bitch mode. So yeah, so that's kind of what came up for me. And like I said, with those 5 ways, the 5 gifts that we have as women, or who we are as women. So yeah, like I said, it was a really interesting training. I really loved it. I'm excited again for tonight, and again, I think, yeah, I think it's something that you would benefit from, like more time, and just more things to do with it. But overall, like I said, it was an amazing training. It really opened my eyes, and just with these 5 things alone, I mean, everything that I've shared so far, everything that has hit me, and I realized and stuff like that. So yeah, so I'm excited again for tonight, and just seeing where it goes, and finishing the training, and see what else comes up. And again, not just finishing, but taking what I've learned from it and being able to apply it to my life, and to myself. So I'm excited. But yeah, that's really what's come up for me today. Again, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to reach out. Again, thank you guys so much for watching them. Thank you guys so much for your support. Just thank you for everything. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.